All right. Yeah, obviously not our night tonight, and give credit to Greensboro. I thought they played really, really hard. I thought they were the aggressor tonight for most of the game, and especially in that critical juncture, in the middle of the game. I thought they definitely brought the most energy, and they flew around on defense. They absolutely got us with their pressure, and that's obviously going to be a heavy storyline. I think the bigger issue tonight was just, for the most part, we just couldn't get stops. And you can look at it one of two ways. You can say, hey, we didn't handle the pressure, or they got to get in the press all night long because we couldn't generate stops. And we had 5 deflections at halftime, which is a season low for us. And I just didn't think that we had that edge that is critical for our team to have and to be ready to play with on the defensive end of the floor. And we just had too many missed assignments, and we had too many free drivers, too many free shooters, and then at times they were able to get us on the offensive glass. And I think that was the more critical issue. And the reason I say that is because then we finally started to solve the press the last 15 minutes of the game, and we were able to score, and we were able to get to the free throw line, but we had momentum, but we couldn't get those critical stops. We still couldn't get the stops on the defensive end of the floor. The 1-3-1 defense helped us, but then we had the missed assignment when the game was, I think, cut to 4, and they got the wide open 3 at the top of the key that I felt like was a huge momentum play for them. But you know what? Our guys didn't quit. We had some warriors out there tonight. Noah Gurley absolutely competed. Just played as hard as he could. Trey Clark was obviously flying all over the place out there tonight. Mike Bothwell, another big-time night. So, it's you got to take the good with the bad, and this is an ongoing journey, and we got to learn from this, and we got to see what we got to do to be better. But I think that the main 2 takeaways for me, live watching it, we didn't have the defensive intensity that we needed and the defensive connection that we needed, and then you pair that up with the fact that we couldn't execute our press break well enough. We didn't really change the press attack. We tried to change it after halftime, still didn't work, and we went back to our original break, and then it started working because we started playing aggressive. And it's not always what you do, it's how you do it, and you got to do it the right way, and you got to be sharp, and you got to attack, and you got to be strong with the ball. And unfortunately, for the most part, we didn't do that, and so we got what we deserved. And tip your hat to Greensboro, but I'll tell you this: our guys will respond. And we're in a good situation as long as we respond. Sitting into the season, into the year, we got to learn from this. We got to grow from this, and then we got to move forward.
Coach, you mention all the time it's all about matchups these days. Is this UNCG's team the past few years? Would you say it's Furman's toughest matchup for whatever reason?
That's what the numbers say. Clearly, it's been tough. It's for whatever reason. You go back to even when I was an assistant and we had them coming to our place and it was sold out and we had a chance to clinch the league, and they came in there and beat us by 20, and it's going back, from that far, really. They swept us 2 years ago. Last year we split with them, and I don't necessarily want to feed that too much. I think that we have a different team. They've got a different team. Obviously, I'd be lying if I said that the 1-2-2 hasn't bothered us. And until we have that aggressive mentality against it, where we can play free and we can move the ball and we can use ball fakes, it's not complicated of how you have to break it. But you have to go in there and you've got to be fearless, and you've got to do the tough things against it to have success. Because if you don't, they're just going to trap you and swarm you. And the thing about tonight is, we scored 46 points in the second half. Okay, so we scored 27 in the first half, 46 in the second half. So if we can learn from it and figure out how we've got to break that press, I think obviously, yeah. That's that press has bothered us, and until we bow our back a little bit and get our head up and be the aggressor, then it's going to continue to bother us. But I thought we responded there tonight. We just couldn't get stopped. So that's what the papers say. That's what the numbers say. But if you look back to last year, really, Scott, it was 3 wars. Okay, up there, back and forth game. They got us at the end, 89-80. Our place, back and forth game. We made a run at the end, got them, what was it, 76-66, okay? Conference tournament, back and forth, right? We led with 10 minutes to go. They made a run. They beat us 66-62. So you're talking about 2 really good programs. You're talking about 2 really good teams. Games come down to possessions, and heck, they started hitting all those shots late when we were making that run. I thought we made it competitive. I didn't think we quit. I thought we could have easily quit when we were down 16, but we didn't. So, you know, I hear you, and I guess there could be some validity to that. But I think the more you dig into it, it's just two really good programs, two really good teams competing.
On that same line of thinking, Mike Bothwell's personality was not timid at all. And in some ways, does the type of personality he has lends it better against a team like UNCG because he is the aggressor?
Yeah, you got to be aggressive. I mean, you have to. And if not, they're just going to absolutely swarm you. And we saw that for a lot of the game tonight. So, you know, proud of Mike, proud of how he's playing, proud of the confidence he's playing with. But, you know, I don't want this to be about, hey, Alex versus Mike. You know, Alex couldn't handle the press, Mike did. Yes, did we handle the press in the second half better? There's no doubt about it. But as a team, though, were we ready to defend? I don't think so. And at the end of the day, that's on me. You know, that's my responsibility. I've got to get this team ready to defend. And, you know, the one time going back to Scott, when we did beat them last year, we defended, right? We defended. And even in the conference tournament, we defended, right? We held them to 66 points. We held them to the 60s both times. We give them 86 tonight. Like, you give a team 86 points, you're probably losing, you know, for how we play, you know. And so, you know, we're gonna respond from this. Alex will respond from this, but Mike's in a good spot right now, and he's playing with a lot of confidence. And we know how good Mike Bothwell is, and it's nice to see him shining the way he is right now. But at the end of the day, it's a team game, and we weren't ready to go tonight.
I don't want this to come off silly or anything, but obviously this team has lost 2 in a row come in, and a program like that, a team that good, is just not bound to lose 3 in a row that often. And is that more of a, do you guys kind of feel that coming in, that, hey, we better be even more ready because they're going to be so hungry after this past week they went through?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about that a ton, Scott. We always try to make it about our approach.
Right.
And the fact that, you know, okay, they're going to be hungry, but we should be hungry.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot we're playing for right now, you know, and we had almost 5,000 people at a game downtown for a Southern Conference basketball game. When's the last time Furman had 5,000 people on a home court? You know, and so there's no reason that any team should come anywhere and play us. And listen, it might not be that we're hungrier, but if a team comes in here and they're hungrier than we are, then that's not going to work out. Okay, you've got to show up every single night, and you can't get caught up in the storylines. You've got to play to your standard, and you know, yeah. I mean, if you're sitting there watching it, they played like, hey, we got to win this game. I mean, you could feel it early. I mean, the pressure and the intensity they came to play with, and that was their game plan. Hey, let's just pressure them, and they did. You know, and it's more pressure than I've seen out of them lately on film. But give them credit. You know, give them credit, and we did a poor job handling it. But we responded, and I thought we did a few things there late that we can continue to build on, and we'll have a better plan, you know, when we play them again. But, yeah, that's what happens when you get in a race, right? You want to stay in there, and your back's on the wall. And then sometimes, you know, you win 7 in a row, and you get in a little bit of a routine, and, you know, you think that, hey, you know, like I'll be honest with you, Scott, yesterday's practice wasn't as good as last Friday's. Just wasn't, okay? And, you know, I tried to figure out why. You know, we came back from VMI. We did the same thing Thursday that we did last Thursday. We tried to basically have the same format of practice yesterday that we had last Friday. But the energy, the spirit, the intensity, it wasn't necessarily a bad practice, but it wasn't last Friday's practice. And, you know, we've got to make sure that we're consistent. And regardless of how you feel, whether you're up or down, you got to be consistent. And that's where we got to continue to grow and learn.
When you're having to chase a game like that in the second half, and you mentioned the lack of, I guess, maybe defensive intensity at times, just having to chase a game, you know, expending so much energy against what they do, take away from the defensive end in any way?
I think what happens is you know, just the human side of things. When you're struggling with pressure like that and offense isn't going the way you want it to, sometimes that can affect your defense. And as coaches, we would like to say that's not supposed to be the case, but a lot of times that's what happens. And unfortunately, I think that happened to us. We got a little down. And in this game, you can't get down, right? The mental side of the game, you have to stay engaged and you have to keep swinging. You got to keep fighting. And fortunately, down 16, it looked like it was about to get ugly. And we kind of stood up and put our shoulders back, and we had some guys start making some plays, and we fought back. And I think that's, You know, it looked there for a while. We had momentum. They had to call a timeout. We cut the deficit. And so, you know, give our guys credit for fighting back. But at the same time, we're not really in it to fight back. You know, you got to come in here and you got to compete to win. And we didn't put 40 minutes together with the aggression, the connection, and the mentality that we needed to be successful tonight.
Any idea how Jalen is? Or you said it's-
I mean, they said he was fine. I haven't gotten an update tonight. Since we got done with the game, he rolled an ankle. You know, so I don't know. A lot of times you got to wait till the morning just to kind of see once everything, you know, from the game, you know, everything kind of settles how the pain is tomorrow. But he was able to play at the end there, so we'll see. All right, appreciate you guys.